bit 10 minutes late. Two most computer illiterate people in the world trying to start a live stream. But I think we're up and running. It's what we got today then. We've got so the social media viewers have spoke. We've got a City treble winning, United treble winning, and an Arsenal invincible combined 11.
It's a bit of a three-way tie, isn't it?
Yeah. We had a few votes for all of them. So what we've done is 3 on each.
At least 3.
So at least 3 on each team.
I mean, you messaged me when you done yours, and it took you about 2 minutes.
Literally that, like 30 seconds, and I was done. So yeah.
Who are we starting with?
So could start with you and your goalkeeper.
I take it you've gone traditional 4-4-2.
No, I've gone 4-3-3 on mine, but it doesn't matter. It's our own combined.
Okay. So goalkeeper, I think it's quite obvious. Has to be Peach Michael.
Yeah, only one it can be. I've gone exactly the same.
When the opposing people are Jens Lehmann or Edison, I don't think it really comes close, does it?
Yeah, no, exactly. Edison would have been my second choice though, and then Lehmann. Although I did like Lehmann, he was all right, but yeah, there's only one, isn't it?
Yeah,
greatest goalkeeper, maybe of all time.
Can't argue.
So yeah. Right, so that was your one Man United out of at least 3. Who have you gone for your right back then?
Right back.
3 teams.
Right back, I think it was going to be between 2. But it was quite an easy pick in the end, and I put Kyle Walker in there.
We might just have the same team. Because yeah, I'm on Kyle Walker as well. On the normal podcast that me and Andrew Dunn was talking about right backs, and he's right up there with one of the top 3 in the world ever of all time.
I think, like I said, I don't agree with a lot of the decisions Gareth Southgate makes, but there's a reason he said that he stopped Kyle Walker coming out of retirement twice. It's probably our most packed area on the field with, say, Reece James, Kieran Trippier, Trent. Yeah, Kyle Walker, he's got him to come out of retirement twice. He's always first team in that team. The guy's... No one's beat him, have they, one-on-one?
I can't remember any. I think you'll have to scroll through the internet to try and find one. He's just signed a new contract for City as well, isn't he? Everyone thought he was going to leave. Just signed till 2026.
Who are they replacing him with? He adds too much.
In 2026? I don't know. Who they're going to get in. But
I mean, now, if he was to go, I think he just adds too much to that team.
I think Akanji played there, didn't he, for a while? But, right, your left back. I think we might differ on this.
I don't think so.
I think we have. I definitely think we have. Did you haven't? You haven't got mine. I don't think.
I went for Cole.
Yeah, I went for. Well, it was a toss-up, and I didn't go for Ashley Cole. I went for, in my opinion, who I think is the best left back the Premier League or English football, just in general, before the Premier League. Dennis Irwin. Absolute.
No.
He was so good. You're a bit younger than me, so you never really got to see him. He was absolutely insane football player.
I think from what I've
scored
seen,
loads as well.
From what I've seen, when it comes to left backs, you've got obviously Maldini who can play left back or centre back. Maldini's there. Roberto Carlos is there. Ashley Cole. For me.
We done our top 5 left backs a few months back on the other one, and I had Dennis Irwin in front of Ashley Cole.
I'm quite surprised. I thought you was quite a big Ashley Cole fan, so I'm quite surprised you didn't pick him.
I do like Ashley Cole. I do like him. But I had a comment, AHU trading. Ashley Cole was insane. There's no question about that. But I just think Dennis Irwin had literally everything. And he is... So we'll get to managers after this. We'll do our manager. But Alex Ferguson said he was the one player that he would pick over every single player that's ever played for him. Is Dennis Irwin. He said he's a 9 out of 10 every game, at least.
We'll see.
So
we'll see. We'll have to leave that one up to the public.
Yeah, leave that up to the old TikTok and Instagram and that. See what they reckon.
Actually,
So you've gone
Cole
Cole, I've gone Irwin. So who are your 2 centre backs?
So firstly, I had to represent the surname here. I had to go for old Big Sol, Sol Campbell.
Yep.
And the other one, I actually went for Ruben Diaz.
Big shouts. Sol Campbell's one of mine. I didn't go Ruben Diaz though. I must admit he wasn't even in my thinking at the time. And it's Yap Stam.
Wow.
Big Yap. Imagine going against a centre-back partnership.
Do you know what? I was actually thinking about Yap Stam when I was going through it. But I think a lot of Man City season last season, that has to the whole treble, he was probably in the top 3 reasons they won the treble.
Yeah. He's a hell of a player. But Yap Stam was just an absolute beast of a man. Absolute beast. Imagine going up against Sol Campbell and Yap Stam.
Yeah, it would be what was Schmeichel sit just behind him?
Yeah, you'd probably line up, see them 3 and just think, nah, I'll put my boots back in the changing room. I picked up a hamstring gaffer. Get the other guy.
You just forfeit at that point.
That'd be scary coming up against them too.
What we got next?
So I've gone 4-3-3.
Okay.
So if I
do 4-4-2,
if I do my 3 centre midfielders and then you can do your 2. After we've done it, we'll read it out again.
Yeah.
But I've gone for Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane, and Kevin De Bruyne. Ain't no one getting past that. Just have them 3. You don't even need the rest of the team.
I feel like you're going to have like a Lebo at Newcastle situation if you've got Roy Keane Vieira playing in the same team, though.
Possibly, they might end up scrapping, but they're professionals. They can take it easy on themselves. They can fight in the changing room after.
True, or in the tunnel, either or. I went for 2 of those 3 for my 2 centre mids. Obviously, I don't think you could pick anyone else other than those kind of 3 for that centre mid position. But I've left out Roy Keane. I've gone for Kevin De Bruyne and Patrick Vieira.
Yeah. Kevin De Bruyne for me is the best centre midfielder that's ever played in the Premier League.
100%.
He's just brilliant. I miss him a bit now he's injured. I like watching him play.
Yeah, it's seeing that thing that you said about Haaland. It's that little Messi loving reporter. That's brilliant.
But yeah, I like my midfield. Vieira, De Bruyne, Keane. You can just have Vieira and Keane just smashing people. And whenever they get the ball, they just give it to De Bruyne.
Fair.
So go with your right mid.
Right mid. I thought that was actually quite easy. Had to be Beckham. Yeah.
I've gone Beckham.
Had to be.
Yeah, I've gone Beckham as well. Underrated, I think.
I was actually going to say as well, like going back to the centre mids, like there was one honourable mention that I wanted to put in there, but obviously I just couldn't, and that was Ilkay Gundogan. Like, if it wasn't for that guy over the last couple of seasons, he won him the Premier League. And then obviously this season as well, like Champions League, won it this season.
He was another reason, wasn't it, that they won the treble last year? Like this treble winning team.
And I wanted to put him in for that reason alone, but I just couldn't get rid of Vieira or De Bruyne. But yeah, Ilkay Gundogan. I miss him in the Prem.
Yeah, he was very good. I'm surprised they let him go, to be honest.
Yeah, I was.
But yeah, who have you got on your left mid?
Left mid, I had to squeeze in some United players. I think otherwise it was going to be overrun with Arsenal and City. So I went for Giggs on the left.
Solid. I think I've got one of your strikers as my left wing. So I got Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to stick him on the left. I hope I've worked this out right. That I've got 3 of each. But yeah, I think I have. Yeah, Henry is probably. This is probably. We'll get to our unpopular opinions in a minute, but I just want to go for one. Henry, I don't think is the best player that's ever played in the Premier League.
Ciao. Who is? Then again, would you take in your team prime Henry, prime Rooney?
I'd probably take Henry over Rooney. Probably. It's close. I don't know. Like, I don't know if you're thinking.
Rooney gets, he kind of gets down and dirty with it as well, doesn't he? He gets stuck in. He'll track all the way back to win that ball back if he loses it.
I think if it's just players that have played in the Premier League, then Ronaldo's the best player to ever play in the Premier League because he's the best player of all time.
Are you going on his time in the Prem though, or just in general?
That's what I mean. If it's time in the Premier League, I probably still don't think Henry is. I think you could probably look at Kevin De Bruyne and say he's got a big shout of being the best player that's ever played in the Prem.
He's got to be up there, 100%.
Yeah. Well, go with your strikers then, and then I'll say my one.
So I went for.
I'm guessing it's going to partner Henry and yours.
I went for Henry, and I just went for Haaland.
Yeah,
I couldn't look past him. I think Henry and Haaland were the first 2 names on my 11.
Yeah. Same. I went with Henry. I went Haaland. Sorry.
The guy's just an absolute robot. He's insane.
Yeah. Another comment here. No Rodri. You can't get Rodri in that team, can you?
No. I think you could rewrite that team 10 times and Rodri still wouldn't end up in it. I like Rodri, don't get me wrong. He's a good player.
Oh, yeah, he's a hell of a player.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
Can't see him getting. He's not a better holding, like tackling midfielder that he is than Vieira and Keane.
No.
And he definitely ain't having De Bruyne's position. So you just want to list your team then? And your
yeah, so my team 4-4-2, got Peter Schmeichel in goal, Kyle Walker at right back, Ashley Cole at left back, Sol Campbell and Ruben Diaz at centre back, centre midfield of Kevin De Bruyne and Patrick Vieira, right midfield of David Beckham, left midfield of Ryan Giggs, strike partnership of Omri and Erling Haaland. What a partnership.
Scary team.
It's
a scary team. If any viewers think we've missed anyone out who deserves a mention as well, put it in the old comments. I have gone for, so my City treble, United treble, and Arsenal invincible combined 11, having to have 3 at least of each team, is Schmeichel in goal. Went for Kyle Walker right back, Dennis Irwin left back, Jaap Stam and Sol Campbell centre backs, Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane, Kevin De Bruyne as my 3 in midfield, and Beckham on the right, Henry on the left, Haaland up top. I do feel bad leaving Andy Cole out because he doesn't get the credit he deserves. If he took penalties, which he didn't for some strange reason, he'd be the greatest goal scorer in Premier League history, which is pretty mad.
AHU Trading says they prefer Billy's team, but with Cole instead of Irwin. That's shocking.
I just think Irwin was a better player.
It's fair, like you said. It was probably a bit before my time. Cole kind of was my time growing up into football. So yeah, I just remember Ashley Cole being absolutely phenomenal. Didn't get many goals, but I don't think kind of a lot of left backs, right backs kind of did back then.
That could have been either. He could have been either left back. It could have been Irwin or Cole. Both world class. You know what I realised doing these like all-time 11s and that? there's really not that many good right backs in the world, like just in general football history.
No. But when you
Like,
look at it, like when you go back to playing like Sunday League football, you'd put the people that couldn't play football at left back and right back.
Carragher was right. No one wants to be a Gary Neville. No one wants to do it. It's a job that's no one used. That's probably why I played there. You don't really know what he's good at. Yeah, stick him right back. He'll be all right.
Yeah. Can you run with the ball? Not really. Doesn't matter. Loft it up the field.
Who's your manager? Who did you go for?
This is probably a bit controversial. I actually went for Pep.
Did you?
Over, I think
over
just
Fergie and Wenger.
I just think just tactically that he's just got it. I don't know what it is. That guy's just knowledge of football and he's just tactical awareness of everything. And I know people say like, you know, he's had the money here and he's had the money there. He wouldn't cut it in the Championship. I think he would. I just think his mind is there. It's just football. He loves it. You can tell. And yeah, like I said, he's just tactically aware of everything.
It's a strange one, like the managers and comparing different eras and stuff, because I actually don't believe that Fergie or Wenger would be that great as managers in today's game.
It's changed. The game's changed.
It's changed massively, and I don't know if they'd be as good as they were. But then I don't think Pep could probably manage back in the late 90s.
Well, you can tell, can't you? Because when football started to change and Arsene Wenger was still at Arsenal, that's why they had the Wenger out movement, because he was struggling to adapt to that kind of level of football. And like you said, yeah, I just don't think if he was there now, he probably wouldn't cut it.
But I did go for Alex Ferguson.
It's fair. It could have been anyone, to be fair. Any one of them three. I think they're all three very good managers.
I know what Wenger done at Arsenal, getting him top four every season with the likes of Shamak and out up front. It's just ridiculous. But Fergie, do you see that team he won his last league with? How do you win a league with that?
It's like Mourinho just after that, though. Finished second and won Europa League with that team that he had.
Yeah. And everyone's saying Wenger didn't really get the funds, to be honest, later on. True. But the game's changed, I think, it's way more tactical now than it was. That's why you don't get like the likes of Harry Redknapp, Sam Allardyce. You don't really get their managers anymore, do you? Because the game's changed that much. It's not just about shouting at them, getting motivated and go out and playing football like it used to be.
It's still time wasting and playing for fouls and stuff like that these days. It's a lot less.
But yeah, you got right backs and left backs who play centre mid half the game.
Yeah.
You've even got centre backs who play centre mid. You've got goalkeepers. Sometimes I think Edison was centre midfielder. So yeah, it's changed a lot. I'm not saying they wouldn't cut it now, but it'd be interesting to see what they would be like.
I think players are a lot more versatile now. Like I said, like look at the likes of Phil Foden and Alvarez at City. Pep can play them wherever the hell he wants. They're that versatile. Whereas back in the day, like people, they had their positions, didn't they? You wouldn't see, Gary Neville playing at right wing. You wouldn't see David Beckham like playing up top. Like
most teams would have set up 4-4-2, and that was it. That was the game.
It was basic.
4-4-2 versus 4-4-2.
And I think that's where Pep trumps it for me. That's where Pep trumps it for me. He's doing it in this change. Like I said, he just knows how to set up a team and he knows how to win.
Yeah, true. I think Fergie.
Okay.
So that is our Man City treble, United treble, and Arsenal invincible combined 11. Wonder who we're going to get next week. I'm hoping for a bit of Sunderland versus Charlton or something.
5 each.
Watch, we'll get like Barnet versus Carlisle.
Okay.
We'll get
like Scottish League 2.
Yeah, we'll have to go and do a load of YouTube video watching. Right, here are the big ones. The old unpopular opinions. And we actually haven't heard each other's.
No, we haven't.
So I'm quite looking forward to hearing what yours is actually.
To be fair, I don't actually know how unpopular mine is. I don't know if it's going to be an unpopular one or people are going to really, really agree. But do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go?
You go. You go first.
Okay. So there's one name that you mentioned earlier that I want to bring up again. Harry Redknapp.
Mm-hmm.
He was in contention for the England job so many times. And you hear so many people go on about Harry Redknapp was a good manager. No, he wasn't. He really, really, really wasn't. And I was looking at his stats. His win percentage is less than 50%. He's had, I think it was like 1,300 games, and he's almost lost the same amount as he's won. Granted, he had good seasons at Portsmouth, but he's a terrible, terrible manager. And I think if he ever got anywhere near that England team, it would have been worse than Steve McLaren.
You know what? I agree. When he was linked all them times, I really wish he didn't get it. And I don't know how Portsmouth and Southampton fans feel about him. He ruined them clubs. Like, he destroyed Portsmouth.
Yeah. Like I said, you could go all day and say, "Oh yeah, he won the FA Cup there." Yeah, but he did. But he was this typical manager. Like everywhere he went, he'd take Crouch, he'd take Nico Crankjar. You know, he'd take all these players.
Maybe Defoe if he could get him.
Yeah. But he did. That's what he done. He ruined clubs. So I don't know how he's got this label as a great manager of the past. Like, 'cause he's not.
I think because he had that couple of good years, didn't he, at Spurs, where he got Modric in, and he had a good team, didn't he? He had Gareth Bale, Modric, and players like that, and they done all right. But he still didn't win a trophy with him, did he? Harry Redknapp? Did he win?
No, I don't think he won with Tottenham. He won with Portsmouth. He won with Portsmouth, didn't he? He won the FA Cup.
Did he not win it at Tottenham? Who won the League Cup at Spurs then?
Let me have a look. See if he got any accolades at Tottenham. Honours, none. He got an honour at Queen's Park Rangers. He got 4 at Portsmouth, 1 at West Ham, and 1 at 2 at Bournemouth very early on in his career. But none of his win percentages at any of his teams are over 50%.
Yeah, that's pretty shocking.
None of them. Like, even again, like his best win percentage is at Tottenham, 49%.
So who was? I really want to know now. If anyone knows who was the manager when Spurs won the League Cup, I really want to know. Who was it?
Let me just search. Could be worth a search.
Oh, it was one day Ramos. There you go.
Was it Ramos?
Yeah.
There you go.
Who replaced Harry Redknapp and then won the League Cup. So there you go. You might have some thingy. I think there's a lot of people that do like Harry Redknapp.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I think it's. I'm not sure if it kind of borders unpopular opinion or just straight up fact. He's a terrible manager.
Are you ready for mine?
Go on.
Liverpool fans are about to lose their shit. Wait till this goes out. Clear the old throat for this one. Gerrard is not in the top 10 Premier League midfielders to have played in the Premier League. No, this isn't. So let me hear me out. So this isn't just in their time in the Premier League. I'm just saying I can name 10 midfielders that have played in the Premier League that are better than Steven Gerrard.
Go on in.
Let me chuck some out, right? Because I've written them down and there was actually more than 10.
I'll tell you if I agree as you're listing them.
Frank Lampard.
100%.
For me, is a better player. Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Paul Scholes. Pep, do you see Pep came out a couple of days ago and he was asked who was the best out of them 3, and he said Paul Scholes. Then you've got Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
Roy Keane. Cesc Fabregas, Xabi Alonso, David Silva, Yaya Toure, and then you've got Makalele, Kante. I could probably go on.
Some
And I think they're all
big shouts in there.
I think they're all better than
Do
Steven
you know
Gerrard.
what? I don't think I'm far from disagreeing, to be honest.
And do you know what? Every single one of these has a Premier League, or they might all have multiple, apart from Xabi Alonso.
Don't get me wrong, Gerrard, he's a good player, but I think fans are always blindsided by he gets goals at the right time. Then he gets them match-winning goals, and I think he's got them in such key games. It's kind of left their mark. It's left that mark, isn't it, on fans to say, yeah, he done this in Istanbul, he done this, he done, But when you actually look at these people play, like I said, Frank Lampard, for me, when that question comes up all the time, without hesitation, it's Frank Lampard. You cannot be a midfielder and get that many goals and not be the best out there for you. It's ridiculous.
If I just go through a couple of these names, like Lampard, multiple Premier Leagues, the midfield, like the top goal scoring midfielder in the league ever. Is he Chelsea's top goal scorer still? I think so.
Yeah, Chelsea's top goal scorer.
Yeah, the way they go for strikers, he'll be their top goal scorer for the rest of history. Kevin De Bruyne, absolutely, it's not even a question. Kevin De Bruyne is a much better football player than Steven Gerrard is. Paul Scholes, he retired. He came back. He bought a pair of boots from Sports Direct. The next day, he was playing against City. He's that good. Patrick Vieira, multiple Premier Leagues, part of the invincible team. Roy Keane, absolute leader of that Man United squad that won absolutely everything. Yaya Toure, talent, he's probably up there as one of the best centre midfielders of all time. That man was unbelievable. Then you got Fabregas, who was unbelievable at Arsenal, got his move to Barca, then came back to Chelsea and done it there as well.
Yeah, very true.
Xabi Alonso, I thought, carried Gerrard.
See, I always thought growing up that Xabi Alonso was the better player than Gerrard. And I don't actually think Xabi Alonso gets the credit he deserves for the time he played.
And then you got David Silva. Can anyone really say that David Silva is a worse football player than Steven Gerrard? I don't think they can.
No. Because if you said to someone now in that England team back in the day, oh, you've got a choice here. Do you want Steven Gerrard in the team, or would you like to transfer David Silva in for the tournament? You're taking David Silva.
Yeah, and that's another thing as well. Like at international level, we've never done nothing.
No.
You never done anything. I know, fair, granted, we had a great team and none of them done anything. But he didn't do anything there. Right, he won a Champions League with Liverpool, and he was part of that comeback, weren't he, at 4-0 down. But it wasn't all him. Everyone's like, oh, Gerrard won us that. He didn't win you it. Like, there was 11 other players out there.
No, he's got a hell of a strike on him, granted.
Yeah.
Like I said, he just gets them goals in the big games, and that's kind of what stuck with everyone.
But yeah, that was my unpopular opinion. I'm probably going to get absolutely crucified for that, especially by the old Liverpool fans when they come out. But yeah,
there was another one. I was going to say, well, it's not so much a popular opinion; it's more of a pet peeve, which, as a Sunderland fan, you'd probably be able to agree with me on this. Where obviously being a Charlton fan, you being a Sunderland fan, when you're in a topical conversation with people, you give your opinion and you get hit back with what do you know? You support Charlton.
Yeah, what's that got to do? You don't watch football in general.
What's that got to do with anything? Look at the pundits that work for Sky Sports or BBC or ITV. They all support big clubs. They've all played for big clubs. Yet half the time they're absolutely clueless. So what does supporting a big team have to do with knowing anything about football?
No, it doesn't. I think that's just an easy get out for people, ain't it? They're like, oh, what do you know? You support Charlton or you support Sunderland.
I always say,
doesn't mean you don't watch football.
This was the thing as well. Like, I think if anyone should have a less less of opinion on proper football, it's supporters of the top 4, top 6 teams. Because their struggle every year when they moan about things, it's because they haven't bought this player that's worth hundreds of million. They haven't, we only got into Europa League this season. I wish that Charlton's worst thing that could happen to them was qualifying for Europa League. Right?
Would be a nice problem to have.
Instead, we're getting injuries in the first round of the Cup against Newport County. Right? We've got no backup because there's just no squad depth because we couldn't get the latest free agent from League Two. Right? If you don't do well in a couple of games, we're on God knows how many managers in the last 5 years. That doesn't happen in the top leagues. We're probably going to get knocked out of the Papa John's Trophy by Aston Villa under 21s. It doesn't happen, but you follow that team anyway. So, if anyone's going to have the best opinion on football, it's going to be the lower league supporters.
Someone said, does it Chelsea? That's true. Well, Chelsea can join our struggles then at the moment if they want.
Yeah. But yeah,
we had one on we had an unpopular opinion on Facebook. Chris Clark has said his unpopular opinion is Harry Maguire isn't a bad defender. He's just having a piss poor run. What do you think about that?
I absolutely agree. I actually quite like Harry Maguire. I think confidence and morale is a big thing, especially in football. You can see absolutely in that game against Scotland what he was trying to do. He was trying to get that knock on. He had to be there. He didn't know what was behind him. That ball whizzes past. That could be a goal. He had to stick a foot out. And I think he's just having that much bad luck at the minute. You could see his face just absolutely deflate when that went in. All right. He needs a move from Man United. He needs to go somewhere else. He needs to be playing regularly. He needs to get that mojo back. And once he does, I think a bigger team will be after him again.
I don't want to. Obviously, he scored an own goal. It's his fault. I think Andrew said on one of his TikToks, like if he was a bit more confident, he may not have chucked himself in like that. But has anyone noticed the absolutely non-shout from his goalkeeper? Because there's no one behind him.
No, there was no ball. Yeah, there was no communication.
There's no one there.
No.
If he gets a big old shout from his goalkeeper,
leave it alone.
Probably leaves it, goes straight to the goalkeeper's hands. Done.
Yeah. As a defender,
and this is a dig at Ramsdale because I don't like him. Pickford would have screamed for that. He would have screamed for him. Actually, he probably would have took Maguire out on his way to getting the ball.
Got a bicycle kick on the way.
That's not a dig at Ramsdale because I don't like him because I think he's bang average. But there was no shout. I've watched it a couple of times, and there's no shout from your goalkeeper.
No.
And as a defender, I've been there playing like centre back, right back, or whatever. If you don't get a shout, you have to try and do something.
Yeah, because if you're a defender running backwards and you've got this player about to absolutely drill that ball in, you're not going to be like turning like that to see who the hell's behind you or where that ball could be going. You're going to try and intercept the ball. Like you said, unless you hear that shout, which he didn't because there was no communication, he's done absolutely the right thing, but it just didn't pay off for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree with old Chris's comment there. I think he isn't a bad defender. He's a good defender. I quite rate him. He's obviously lacking massive confidence, and the abuse he's getting is just bang out of order.
Yeah, it really is.
Like, what is actually wrong with us as people to give the guy that much abuse? Because what? He's not playing football. Like, what's he supposed to do, right? You're not playing a game and you get picked for England. You go, no, I can't play. I can't play, Mr. Gareth, because Dave online said I haven't been playing for Man United, so I'm not allowed. And not once does he shy away from all this bullshit. He'll come out and do the media straight after.
Did you see what he said afterwards? Like, when he put his Instagram post, didn't he? And then at the end, he just put Scotland get battered. Whoever it was.
I mean, like during that last World Cup, he was brilliant. One of the best players at the World Cup. The Euros before that, brilliant. World Cup before that, brilliant.
Yeah.
And we was all screaming his name, singing the old Slabhead song and that. and now he's just getting abused. And I just think like you can give players abuse and a bit of stick and that, but the level he's getting at the moment is just not needed at all.
Do you know what I think it is? It's a mixture of Manchester United fans. I don't think they wanted him at the team to begin with, and I think they've been wanting him out since. So they despise him every time he plays, whether he's playing good or not. And then the others on top of that are the people that don't like Man United. So
everyone,
they're going to drop in and be like, you got Harry Maguire, blah, 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 blah. You shit. And then you come to us, real football fans from the lower leagues. We have our opinions. He's a good defender. He's a great defender.
But you know what's the best bit about this, right? This is a true statement, I reckon. Everyone was watching that England game. I reckon at least 60% of the English fans wanted him to do something like that.
Probably.
So they could give him abuse. So they could be like, oh, Southgate shit, he's picking Harry Maguire again.
Yep.
I reckon it's probably more of a percentage than that.
But where were the boos when Calvin Phillips started?
Yeah,
it's the same situation. Like, he's not been playing, but where's his abuse?
But Andrew said on his TikTok the other day, like the media as well.
Yeah,
they jump right on it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and like Maguire does anything now, it's just plastered absolutely everywhere. Like, he's not a bad football player. You don't just become bad overnight.
No, he's lacking confidence. It happens. Like I said, look at Fernando Torres at Chelsea. Everyone was saying how bad he was after he moved to Chelsea. He wasn't bad. He was lacking confidence. That miss against Man United being up there. But at the same time, he's playing for Chelsea. He's winning the World Cup and the Champions League.
Yeah.
He wasn't a terrible player. It's lacking confidence, and it's the same thing with Harry Maguire at the minute. And he just needs to get back in the game, like, regularly.
Very true. Right. We'll call it a wrap there then, because we want these extra time ones to be a bit shorter than the bigger ones. Our main one. This will be nice, quick, snappy. Thanks for the viewers that have come in and listened to us ramble on. And we will be back next Thursday with 2 more teams. So we'll do 2 next time.
Yeah, we'll do 2.
It was only 3 because we had quite a few for all like 3 of them. So next time will be 2. Get over to our socials. Have a look on there, YouTube, for our previous videos. And we will be back next week. We'll be back Monday with the Football Feast Extra podcast with Andrew and Barham. And then we'll be back Thursday with me and you. And then I don't know the exact date, but Andrew will be back with his Fantasy Premier League one as well. Because Premier League is back. Thank the Lord. Right, anything to sign off, Tom?
No, I'm happy with my rants so far. So.
Cool. Right, and we'll see you all next week.
Ciao.
Yeah. Football Feast, this the Football Feast Extra podcast. Hey, Football Feast, Football Feast Extra podcast. Playing soccer, grab your cleats. Playing soccer, time to meet. Playing soccer, time to greet. They finna talk a lot, okay? Playing soccer, get the cleats. Playing soccer, let's get it. Playing soccer, let's go. Football podcast.